Man, it's the T-Train Show. Y'all know what time it is, man. What up, T? What up, Hot Rod? What up, L-Train? Y'all know what time it is, man. It's the Three to
Welcome to another edition of Three the Hard Way. Look who we got back in the house. We put an APB out on him last week, and now he is back.
He's back
with Three the Hard Way. We are happy to have him back. The influencer, the host of the locker room, Mr. Hot Rod, Rodney Young. What's going on, Hot Rod?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I am out of witness protection.
Right.
I was revealing where Jimmy Hoffa was, but y'all know who this is. It's your friendly neighborhood coach, and y'all know what I say. You may not like what I'm saying, but you will listen.
And the captain of our ship, Mr. Terrence Austin T. What's good, man?
What's going on, Three the Hard Way Nation? What's happening, fellas? Let's get this ship underway. Let's go. Glad to have you back, Hot Rod. Glad to have you back,
glad to have Hot Rod back. But there's some more good news out there. Andrew Berry.
Man.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Gotta give it up to Andrew Berry. In my opinion, listen, you don't know how these things are going to work out until maybe 2 to 3 years down the line, but we saw the impact of the Cleveland Browns rookie class last year. You could argue that this one is another stackable draft class, and this thing is looking really good what Andrew Berry is doing. Some stellar moves, some smart moves, filling some holes, really making the foundation of the trenches really well. So I couldn't wait to get on here and talk to you guys about the draft, man, because I just thought Andrew Berry did a stellar job. So give me overall your first impressions of what you saw this weekend and what you came away with what Andrew Berry did.
I tell you what, at the end of the first day, I had a little bit of concern about the wide receiver, okay?
Mm-hmm.
About the wide receiver, just a little bit of concern. But I stayed up late listening to experts, people that are, way smarter than me, seeing what they said. Pivot into the second day, and it was like that ball just started rolling, man. Andrew Berry, give it up. Give him credit for filling every need that we had, okay? Filling every need that we had, and also with people that were on other people's boards, okay?
Yep.
It's not like these guys came out of nowhere and you had to say, man, who are these guys? Hey, these guys are known, okay?
Yeah.
And these are guys that if we didn't grab them, somebody else was going to grab them. So I loved all the picks, man. I loved all the picks. And then fast forward to yesterday, I didn't learn till late in the evening that we grabbed that quarterback from Arkansas, okay?
Yep.
Now, again, I did want Drew Aller, or however you pronounce his name, but Pittsburgh snatched him up. So I felt a little kind of way. But then I heard about us getting, Taylor Green from Arkansas.
Yep.
And I was made aware of him. Oh, yeah, I was made aware of him last year, okay, by some kids that were always calling in, sports talk, talking about Arkansas. First of all, saying Arkansas is always left out of the mix when you talk about the SEC. We're never thought of. But people were saying they got this kid down there that looks like Cam Newton, okay? Now, he's Cam Newton's size as far as height, but not necessarily his build. But anyway, man, I love that we grabbed that guy up, and he's somebody that's going to be, a developmental player and somebody that may be ready in a couple years. But getting back to the draft at hand, our need at wide receiver was, taken care of. Andrew Berry has just redone the offensive line, okay? Just totally redone the offensive line. And it's like every player that they grab, those guys are excited that they're coming to Cleveland. Heck, from what I've even saw, that they're already in Cleveland. So wherever they were, they're already in the 216, man. So again, and I know we'll go more in depth, but I loved all the picks, man. The kid from Utah, the offensive, tackle that the coach already said he's going to be the left tackle. Concepcion, the wide receiver who not only can catch the ball, but after he catches the ball, he's lightning fast. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Steve Smith Sr., and that says a lot, okay, because Steve Smith Sr. is a beast. And then, again, Boston, the wide receiver, a big target, huge target. kind of reminds me a little bit of Brandon Marshall. And that's to say
Yep.
a lot, too, because Brandon Marshall was a bad boy. And then on, the safety out of Toledo, who's a ball hawk, who takes the ball from you and runs the other way, and then Barber, the kid from Florida, man. Again, out of Florida, playing for the Gators. This kid is ready. He's ready. And then, the two guys from Alabama, the center and the linebacker. And then, we even got a tight end to kind of add to the room. So, again, I love it, man. Andrew Berry knocked it out of the park. So I am so excited. I'm ready for this team to compete, man. No more, hey, saying, hey, we'll wait till next year till we get some more pieces. No, let's go, Browns. The Browns are ready to go right now at this point. That's where they are. Yep. What'd you say, Hot Rod?
I literally talked to my nephew this morning, and I told him this is the first time in many years that I'm actually excited for a Browns season.
No doubt.
Like Andrew Berry, we said on this show that Andrew Berry had to knock this draft out of the park.
And he did.
Like he did last year. And he did it.
Yep.
And the funny thing is that, of course, you always have people who are still not happy with what he did.
You always going to have that.
Yeah, can't please everybody. Can't please everybody.
He filled a need. He, in the span of 4 months, replaced an entire offensive line. Okay. And then went into the draft and maneuvered the draft like no other. I know he got Spencer Fano with number 9, and I did say I wouldn't draft the offensive lineman that high. But you know what? I'll step back because he knows more than I do. I think it was genius, the fact that he traded down. Now, I didn't think Kansas City was going to be the partner. I thought it was I originally thought it was going to be Dallas.
I thought it was going to be Dallas, too.
Dallas, yeah, like we talked about.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Dallas. But Kansas City came up for, I think it's that corner from LSU.
The cornerback.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came up. It actually worked out for Berry, the fact that Carnell Tate was already taken.
Right.
So he didn't have to make that decision. That decision was made for him. I think when the medicals came back on Jordan Tyson, the Browns were just like, no, we're not going to waste a high draft pick on somebody who's injury prone like
right
that.
Move, by the way. Right move.
Absolutely. Now, the way Berry said it, Spencer Fano was on the top of their board anyway. They were going to take Spencer Fano. So we knew, with that. But then to go get, and I talked about this not only here but even on the locker room, KC Concepcion. And with that pick, okay, now was I expecting him at 24? Probably not. But they got a 2-for-1 with him because not only can he play in the slot, they now have a punt and a kick returner. Okay, so they got a 2-for-1. I love that young man's confidence because he came in and said, look, I'm the best wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah, he did.
That's what you want.
Yeah,
you want if you want that mentality. Then he turned around and at pick 39 got Denzel Boston out of Washington.
Yep.
To me,
target,
I'm like,
big target.
Huge.
Brandon Marshall.
The draft could have stopped right there, but there's more. So then he turns around and gets the best DB, one of the best top 3 DBs.
Oh, my God. EMW, baby.
In Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo, okay, which all the guys, Mel Kiper and all of it, they had him so high. And for them to get him at 58, okay, and then he went back, he got another tackle, Austin Barber, out of Florida. Okay. Then he turned around and the free agent started today, the undrafted. He got Spencer Fano's brother, who was a defensive end. He signed him yesterday. And then he signed another defensive end. Andrew Berry has literally rebuilt the offensive side of the football. He has changed the wide receiver room. Spencer, some of these wide receivers, Jamari Thrash and those guys, they're not going to be there. He changed that room up, and then he changed the offensive line up. I think once again, Andrew Berry did an outstanding job. And as much as we have vilified him over the years,
Yeah.
we have to give him his credit for when he does something right, and he has.
Hot Rod, would you attribute this to, and you too, L Train, of getting Paul DePodesta out of the way for him coming up big in this draft? Would you throw that in there? Because
Possibly.
I never understood his role. I didn't.
Yep.
For one, he was always on the West Coast.
And he was a
two,
baseball guy.
He's a baseball guy. Right. He's a baseball guy. So
Well,
I
to
attribute,
me-
I have to attribute some of that to him not being in the way.
Right.
Yeah, I do too. And I think I honestly sheds a huge light that who was making the decisions it was Paul DePodesta
Mm-hmm.
with the backing of Jimmy Haslam.
Right.
Because if you look at the previous drafts that Andrew Berry had before, straight trash.
Yep.
He was picking up bums. But look at these last two when DePodesta's not been around. You got the rookie defensive player of the year in Carson Swessinger. You turn around and you got Mason Graham. You see what I'm saying? Then he made the trade for, Tyson Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the moves that he has made. And I say this, guys. Andrew Berry needed time. And now he's got it. I think by Jimmy Haslam not letting him go, now Andrew Berry's like, I'm pulling the trigger. We're not trying to win in 27. We're not trying to win when we go to Jimmy's world. We're trying to do it right now. Now, I'm not throwing no records out right now, but if people think that they can come into Cleveland next year and they think it's an automatic W, au contraire, move
Got
free.
another thing
I'm
coming.
telling you right now, they got another thing coming because
thing coming.
this defense is going to be that much better. That much better. And now you have an offense that is going to be able, you got Quinshon Junkins who's going to come back healthy. You got that stud Harold Fannin Jr. Now you're looking at Jerry Jeudy, who by these wide receivers coming into the room have been put on notice. KC Concepcion could play the slot with Isaiah Bond. And now you got Denzel Boston as your X receiver, which is on the other side. Okay. This team is going to be a force to reckon with over the next few years.
Love the direction we're going in. I love it.
Now, Shador has got to
hit.
It's on him now.
He's got to hit.
Well, he's been there
It's
putting in
on
work,
him.
so he's doing his part.
Yeah, it's on him. If Shador hits, this team is going somewhere. So no, but shout out to Andrew Berry. He did a
No doubt.
fantastic job.
A+.
Yep. Couple of things that I'll say about the draft. I think it was a blessing in disguise, fellas, that Carnell Tate got drafted ahead of when the Vikings had to take him. Because I believe they probably would have took him, and I believe the draft would have looked a little bit different than what it looks now.
Not as good as it has looked.
I won't even put a grade on it. Like, I won't even say it wouldn't have looked as good. I'm just saying it would have been different because everything kind of fell into place. So I love the Spencer Fano pick. And, I lean on Hot Rod for the football stuff. And I love when Hot Rod said, you know what, I wouldn't take an offensive lineman that high. And I still 1,000% agree with that. But the way everything fell after that, like, I can live with that because now you got a solidified, bona fide, great offensive lineman that can come in and make an impact day one on this offensive line.
Yep.
And I think that is huge. The KC Concepcion wide receiver, arguably, like, I don't think he's the best wide receiver in the draft, but let me tell you something. The brother's in the conversation. He's in the conversation. 2025 first team Associate Press All-American. And if you looked at how Texas A&M used him, you could see his value and why Andrew Berry valued him so much.
Right.
Denzel Boston, another solidified wide receiver. Hot Rod, I totally agree with you. When these brothers walk into the room, if you're not on your stuff and you're short stepping, these dudes are about to take your spot because they can play. A guy that was touted as a first-round pick in EMW on a lot of people's boards, we got in the later rounds, Toledo 6'3", and 1 pounds. Like, this dude is absolutely a bone wrecker. He is bona fide. You go down the line, Austin Barber, you got Parker Brailsford, you got Justin Jefferson. I mean, the picks are all smart picks, positions of needs that fill voids. Now, you look at Andrew Berry, I think the one thing that goes understated when a lot of these organizations have great drafts is their scouting department. There have been quietly some moves over the past couple of years as well in the Cleveland Browns scouting department.
Yep, sure has.
They are getting it right, fellas. They are getting it right. I was listening to the radio driving to a game, and there was a reporter. He's affiliated with ESPN. I wish I could remember the gentleman's name, but I can't, so forgive me for that. But he grew up in Cleveland. He's a Cleveland Browns fan. And he said, this is what he said. He said, I'm not going to get too happy about this because the Cleveland Browns have had great drafts before. Look at our draft last year. It really didn't get us anything. We still finished at the bottom of the league. We still didn't make the playoffs. And my pushback on him is the Cleveland Browns were abysmal before. And so now it just takes some time. Now you're stacking two great draft classes on top of each other. I'm with you, fellas. I think this is a turning point for the Cleveland Browns.
I do too.
And here's what people are missing. The Ravens have a new leader. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a new leader. The Cincinnati Bengals quarterback doesn't know whether or not he wants to play football. So the Cleveland Browns are in the right mode and making the right moves at the right time, fellas. And I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah. I think I was listening to the same program, L Train. That was yesterday morning, right? Saturday morning?
Yep,
yeah, I was
absolutely.
listening. I was listening to the same thing because I didn't know about the changes in our scouting department. So I heard that same interview. I heard that same thing. Yep. Gotcha.
Yeah. And also, I'm sure you guys heard Shador Sanders' press conference.
Yep.
Where he talked about bringing more of a positive light to the locker room. He was actually talking to the reporters, and he said, "We're good. We're here. We want to win. We got our mental is good. We need you guys to be on board."
Right.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he addressed the negativity in the Cleveland media. He addressed it, but he did it in a way where they didn't feel threatened. He just said, get on board. Gentlemen, there is a culture shift that is taking place out in Berea. Okay. You got guys that are coming in from winning programs, and you got guys that are coming into Cleveland who are excited to be there.
Yep.
And that's the thing that we hadn't had for a long time is players who are excited to be there. Quinshon Junkins is excited to be there. Okay. You got Concepcion, all those guys, they want to be there. And I love Todd Monken because of this fact. Todd Monken is an old school football coach. He will, and I'm not saying old school football coaches always cursing, but he is real, he is rugged, and he is raw. I watched him shut down Mary Kay Cabot real quick because she made a statement about the quarterbacks, and he said, I can't even get out of the draft without you guys talking about the quarterback position. He said, do you guys have any Myles Garrett questions? I'll answer that. He was, it completely tongue in cheek. Then I know you guys heard the story that, he was playing music at the facility while they were practicing, and the neighbors complained saying, the music is too loud. And he said, well, move then.
Yeah, they can move.
That's what I'm talking about. That is a coach that this team needs, is someone that's going to hold them accountable and possibly get in their face to get stuff done. If the Browns, I guarantee you right now, even today, they're going to be a more disciplined football team. I see that.
They are.
Yep. And better led. With Monken, you're talking about all those attributes that he has. The one biggest attribute is that he has experience. He's been around football his whole life primarily.
They'll be coached too.
Absolutely. I guarantee you one thing. When he got hired, the one thing I said, all of the mess that has been permeating around the Cleveland Browns, that's going to be cleaned up. Like, I guarantee you there won't be a quarterback going out on the field that doesn't have a play card when he's supposed to,
Right.
or having the wrong
Right.
play
Correct.
card. That is not going to
Right.
happen with Tom Munkin.
Right.
Right.
There you go.
Any surprises to you fellas? Like, the one biggest surprise of the draft for me was the Rams taking Ty Simpson from Alabama. I think everybody is kind of talking about that. McVay didn't look happy. You know, it kind of
sure
looked like the
didn't.
Cleveland Browns room when they drafted Shedeur Sanders. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah.
Any other
Yep.
surprises in the league
Well,
concerning
I
the
love
draft
how
this weekend?
I love how I love how the Eagles stole that pick from the Steelers, stole that wide receiver from the Steelers, and
Yep.
I'm glad that happened. Yeah, I love that move. I sure
Yep.
did. Yeah.
Both of those I would have said the Ty Simpson one is a head scratcher. I did not see Ty Simpson with the number 13th pick.
I didn't see that either, man.
The Steelers, that one was I enjoyed that one, even though they went and got Drew Aller later
Right.
on, but they wanted Mekhi Lemon, and the Eagles jumped them and got
Got 'em.
Mekhi Lemon, which just threw
Sure
all
did.
kinds of monkey wrenches into their plans.
Sure did.
The one that I did not expect, I expected Jordan Love to go to Tennessee. I did not
Okay.
expect for them to get Carnell Tate. So that
Right.
kind of threw me off, because I'm like,
Mhm.
for Tennessee, you need a running game.
You
They
mean
needed a
Jeremiah
running
Love?
game,
You
and
mean
went
Jeremiah
and
Love?
got Jeremiah Love. I'm
Jeremiah
sorry,
Love.
Jeremiah
Yep.
Love. Yeah. And so that one kind of threw me. That kind of threw me for a loop. But when Ty Simpson got drafted, I was like, what are you doing? And then you look at the press conference with McVay. McVay was not happy at all. I don't
Not
care.
happy.
He
He was
came back
pissed,
out and he
man.
tried to explain.
Yeah.
He did the
Yeah.
same thing Andrew Berry
He put on the
did.
company
No,
man face. He put on the
he
company
did,
man face.
but
for
he
that
did
one,
not
yeah.
want Ty, because they're trying to win the Super Bowl.
Trying to win
You
now.
still
Yep.
got
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, and
Yeah.
so
And
he wasn't thinking about the future. He's thinking about right now.
Yeah, because
And
they got
you
the
know,
offense. They just need to tighten up some things on defense.
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
But he's thinking of maybe getting like a Mekhi Lemon for to team up with Puka Nacua. But you went and got Ty Simpson? Like, nah, that was a head scratcher. The only
It
one
was a
that
head
called
scratcher.
that one was Dan Orlowski. Dan Orlowski called that. Yeah, I didn't. I did not see that coming at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Caleb Banks to the Vikings, another one. And, you
That's
know,
the safety y'all got, right? Was that the safety?
no, that's the D-tack that we got. And
That's the-
that
Yeah.
pick, I think for all intents and purposes, the fans in Minnesota are happy with the draft as a whole. They were not happy with the number 18th pick being Caleb Banks. And the thing is, I've been trying to quiet Minnesota Viking fans down because I know Caleb Banks. I don't know him personally, but I've watched his game. Caleb Banks is a top
Right.
10 pick when he's healthy. He is a disruptive defensive tackle. His grade was lowered because he's having foot problems. He's broken his foot twice. He broke it last year during the season. I think he only played 3 games for the Florida Gators this past season. And then he broke his foot during the combine. But Brian Flores convinced the scouting department, Rob Brzezinski, our GM, that we need to go get this guy. If this guy can stay healthy, I think we got to steal. I think he's that disruptive. But you're talking about a 325-pound defensive tackle where his foundation is compromised. It is a risk. It is a risk at 18, and it's the only bad grade that I give the Minnesota Vikings, especially when we needed a safety, and Dylan Thiedemann was there from Oregon, which could have filled that void of Harrison Smith. We don't know if Harrison Smith is coming back. So that was one of the biggest surprises for me when it comes to the first round of the draft, the Minnesota Vikings taking Caleb Banks.
Yeah. Now, who was that safety y'all got, L Train?
We got the kid. I can't remember where he's from or remember his name, but he's not a guy that's going to step in and play right away. He's a developmental type guy. We're waiting on Harrison Smith. Like we're waiting on Harrison Smith to make a decision. You're talking about a Hall of Fame free safety that doesn't know whether or not he's going to play or not. So, we really didn't feel that void. And so I think that's what Minnesota Viking fans are really upset about.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. I'm happy with the Browns. I'm happy with what the Vikings did. It's going to take 2 to 3 years to kind of see what really hits from this draft. I always like to give it at least 2 years.
Right.
So we will see what happens. But we got to transition into something else. We got to transition into the Cleveland Cavaliers. I see the look on your faces. I see Cap shaking his head. Hot Rod's not making eye contact. Hot Rod texts me saying, hey, man, I can't wait for the show today because Hot Rod is sick of it. He's got a temperature. He's got the thermometer in his mouth.
Me too.
Cleveland Cavaliers, man, wasn't a good day for him. Offense was pedestrian. Didn't do a great job. What are your thoughts, fellas? What's going on with our Cavs? The series is tied 2-2.
L-Train, remember when we were kids, we would do stupid stuff and our parents were saying, you just like to make it hard on yourselves. You just like to make it hard on yourself. Well, that's what the Cavaliers are doing, man. Yeah, granted, well, today, neither team shot well, okay? Neither team shot well. Out of our so-called big three, Mitchell and Harden and, Mobley, a total of 47 points. Their big three, Scotty Barnes, Ingram, and Barrett, total of 64 points, okay? Turnovers are atrocious. How would I put it? The ability to close things out. The Cavaliers are starting to show a little bit of breaks. Now, again, no need to panic, but they're, now it's down to the best of three, and we're allowing ourselves to be in a fight that we don't need to be in, okay?
Right.
We needed to go up there and split, if not take both of them, and come back to Cleveland and finish it off. Now, after today's losses, it'll be a guaranteed game 6 back up in Toronto. So you're going to be going back and forth. Cavaliers need to stop playing around, messing around with these guys, and go ahead and finish them off, okay? Scotty Barnes, they're making him look like he's, I tell you, a top-tier player, and I was listening to Hot Rod Show. Scotty Barnes is not that, but he must be inside Evan Mobley's head or something. I don't know, man. Mobley to only score 8 points. Come on, Evan, and then I tell you, us at the free throw line. Now, Jared Allen grabbed 15 boards today. That's good. But he only scored 3 points, if that. I don't know, man. So the Cavaliers are they're starting to make this thing tough. They're creating a dogfight. They're allowing a dogfight that doesn't need to be, okay? Because there's something about that Toronto crowd up there, and they just seem like they just get the spooks, man. Not a good thing. Other than the draft, that was the only good thing this weekend in Cleveland sports because, the Guardians are, they're kind of, playing, not up to standard. But again, it's early with them. They'll get it right. I'm not worried about them. They'll get it right. But our Cavaliers, man, I tell you, today did not look good. So now it's tied 2-2. And now it'll be, a back and forth, which I don't like. And it's something going on with the coaching too. I don't know if our coach is doing it right. I don't know. What you say, Hot Rod? Not good.
Well, I'm gonna go from the top down. And I'm gonna try to stay off my soapbox if I can. But Kenny Atkinson has been outcoached these last 2 games. Kenny has looked confused. Kenny has looked gun shy in terms of rotation. There are people who he has on the bench that could do a heck of a lot better than what he has on the floor. I don't know why he's not playing Craig Porter Jr. Because Dennis Schroeder's looked terrible. I don't understand what's going on with Donovan Mitchell right now. Donovan Mitchell, I'm surprised when he done an APB out on him because we need to. Because these last 2 games, he has not shown up. We already know that when you put the pressure on James Harden cannot handle pressure. His turnover rate is more like 3-1 right now. It is abysmal how he turns the ball over, okay? this ISO ball, it's not working because all the Raptors are doing are loading the paint. They're packing the paint. Okay. Here's a telling stat for you guys. Do you know that the Raptors today shot 13% from the 3-point line?
Mm. Mm.
13%, guys. You would think that a team that shoots 13% from the 3-point line is going to get blown out, and they won the game. They shot less than 30% from the field and won the game. Donovan Mitchell, I hate to say it, but looking at him today, he looks disinterested. He really does. He looks disinterested. Evan Mobley is completely intimidated by Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes in his mind knows and says that he's better than Evan Mobley, and every time he just goes out and he proves it. And Evan Mobley does not have a response. I watched Scotty Barnes get the ball off a rebound and go coast to coast, and no one stopped him. And he dunked the ball. To me, that's a benchable offense. Okay? Now, having said that, the Cavs are still going to win this series. But something has to change between the next couple of games and the next series, because this James Harden ISO ball, everybody's standing around, it's not working.
No.
It's not working. Kenny Atkinson has been known for man movement and ball movement, and now we've gone to a screeching halt. It's not going to work in these next rounds. They'll get by Toronto because Toronto's not that good. Scotty Barnes is not as good as they're making him out to be, and Brandon Ingram is not as well. Okay, so the Cavs will win it in 6. Okay,
they're making it hard.
They're making it very tough for themselves. But I'll wait for my coaches, because I'm telling you, it was frustrating. Man, I turned the game off and watched professional wrestling. That's how upset I was, guys. Watching, and it wasn't just regular wrestling. I was watching Spanish wrestling. Okay, that's how upset I was watching what was going on. But the Cavaliers historically don't play, other than LeBron, they don't play well in Toronto. They don't.
And something about Sundays too, we just don't play well. Remember we said that they don't play well on Sundays.
But they got to get it together. They got to get it together.
Yeah, first rule of thumb in basketball, the one thing that's always been hard for me coaching basketball pretty much my whole life is that when I sit down and try to watch basketball as an entertainment thing, I always see plays and matchups in my head. So it's really hard for me to take away the analysis of it. And I can't remember which one of you said this. This was months ago when we were talking about the Cavs. I can't remember if it was you, Cap, or if it was Hot Rod, that we should bench Evan Mobley. And basketball is all about matchup. Not bench him, but bring him off the bench. It's all about matchups. Right now, the Cavs are starting 2 bigs, Mobley and Allen, against athletes that can run the floor and athletes that can transition. That is not a good mix, fellas, because Toronto can now spread the floor and play in space. They can get out on the fast break. Hot Rod, you talked about going coast to coast. Toronto is faster, more athletic than the Cleveland Cavaliers. That is going to be a problem going forward. I agree with you completely. I think the Cavs are going to find a way to win, but I think Toronto had trouble speeding up the game and playing their pace in Cleveland. And so it was paramount for them to find a way, the number 1 transition team in the league, by the way, to find a way to get the ball up the floor and attack the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I think in certain instances, they have found a way to do that, and it's given the Cleveland Cavaliers trouble. I knew it was going to be a bad night for James Harden because early in the game, I don't know if you guys remember this play, but Mobley was cutting baseline. Harden threw a pass to him on the baseline, which for the life of me, I don't know what he did, because even if he catches the pass clean, there's nothing he can do with it behind the backboard, where now Evan Mobley had to catch it, try to throw it back out to Harden, and the ball gets stolen. So I'm like, what is his decision-making process? And the one thing that is, if I had a player's rant, I would always go this route when it comes to players that are supposed to be great. there are levels to this. And everybody always tries to compare players to some of the greats, Jordan, Kobe, etc. It's the same thing up here in Minnesota when you talk about Anthony Edwards. I love Anthony Edwards. I think Anthony Edwards is bona fide. But slow the brakes on trying to put him in the same category as Kobe and Jordan because he disappears certain games. Do you ever remember a game where Jordan or Kobe ever in the playoffs disappeared? That's Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is a bona fide superstar in this league. But I have seen enough playoff games since he's been with the Cavs where some nights he's there and other nights he's not there. And so to try to put him in this superstar category, I don't think that's Donovan Mitchell. I think he's a great player, but he has these tendencies where he just disappears like he did today. And if the Cavs don't get some of these things corrected, man, it is going to be a tough next couple of games for the Cavs. You know, they should go back and win this thing in 6, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes in 7, fellas. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And L Train, speaking of your T-Wolves, man, Ant going down and the other guy, man, that's awful.
T, but awful. I told you last week because when Denver went up 1-0, I told you this is what the Timberwolves do. They have to get motivated to play. And I said once they get motivated to play, they won't have any problem with the Denver Nuggets. And right now, they're up 3-1. This is what they do every year in the playoffs. But now the major concern is they've dodged a bullet. Anthony Edwards did not tear any ligaments, so he will be back, but it will be a few weeks. And if we get past this, we're going to go up against OKC. That's a tough task without Anthony Edwards. Dante DiVincenzo tore his Achilles. You hate to see a guy like him get hurt. You don't wish that on anybody. I don't think it's as big of a loss as people make it out to be because, like the Cavs, there are some people on that bench that should be playing that's not playing, and Dante DiVincenzo is sucking up all those minutes. So it'll be interesting to see which way Chris Finch goes, man. Chris Finch goes.
Right. Gotcha.
Well, we'll see what happens with the Cleveland Cavaliers going forward. We are going to get with Hot Rod coaches, rant coaches, call out. and I think I know he's got his whistle. I think I know what direction he's going, but
Wonder who he's going after.
Wonder who he's going after.
Is
yours.
It's all yours.
So I'm going to start softly and then end strong. So here we go. I want to start with Stephen Voigt, the manager of the Cleveland Guardians. Why are you still sending Kyle Manzardo out on the field is beyond me. Manzardo is so far below the Mendoza line, it is making my eyes hurt. This dude cannot hit the broadside of a barn, but you keep throwing. You had him pinch hit the other night, and what did he do? He struck out. Kyle Manzardo needs to be in AAA, but that falls on you, Mr. Voigt. You keep sending guys out here who cannot hit. They can't hit. Jose Ramirez is carrying this team right now. Okay, Stephen Kwan is carrying this team right now. Y'all lucky to still be at top of the division. And I understand for all my Guardians fans, they're going to say, well, it's early. I don't care about early. I care about winning. I am a Clevelander. We win. We don't want mediocrity. So, Stephen Voigt, I need you to get it together. Now, Kenny Atkinson, are you kidding me? Kenny Atkinson, you have been out-coached. I don't even know the coach's name. I can't even pronounce his name for Toronto. But you have been out-coached by him the last 2 games. You understand? Evan Mobley has looked like, guess what? Evan Mobley. Okay? And you keep throwing him out there. Jared Allen. Hey, no, we're not doing APBs, but where are you, Jared? I think I saw you behind the Whitmores with me last week. Okay? So this is what I'm saying. Why are you not playing the players that need that can get that experience? Yes, you've thrown Jalen Tyson out there. I get you. I get that. But why isn't Craig Porter Jr. bringing up the ball? Why don't you have him for some defensive pressure, him and Keon Ellis? Why don't you have those guys on the floor? Why are you constantly letting James Harden throw the ball into the 8th row? Okay, because he's a surefire Hall of Famer, but he is averaging 5 turnovers a game. That's not what you need out of the point guard position. And Donovan Mitchell, where are you? Where are you, Donovan Mitchell? Where are you? Hey, you and Coco been hanging out too long? Maybe you need to get away from Coco for a minute, okay? Because you're playing like trash. You're playing like trash right now. Sam Merrill is nowhere to be found. You got guys, this core is deep, but you're playing at the level of your competition. This is not championship basketball right now. This effort is not going to beat the Boston Celtics. This effort can't beat the Orlando Magic. This effort is not going to get you to a championship series. No. So Kenny Atkinson, I need you to stop being nice. I need you to stop being politically correct. I need you to bench Evan Mobley. I need you to bring Jared Allen off the bench, have Jared Allen start. I need you to bring Evan Mobley off the bench and play with the second unit. I need you to make adjustments. You're not making adjustments.
Mix it up.
You're making excuses, and we're not adjusting. So I need for my Cleveland coaches, where have we ever came up to where I've never had to mention a Cleveland Browns coach? I've mentioned the Guardians, and I've mentioned the Cavaliers.
No
but
more
I have not
Stefanski.
mentioned the Browns.
Yeah.
No more. So I need for my Cleveland coaches to get it together because I am getting real sick and tired of what I am seeing.
If it wasn't for the draft, this was
it
wasn't for the draft, this was an awful sports weekend for us. This
Awful.
was awful, man.
Awful.
This was awful, yeah. Awful.
Great.
The draft bailed us out.
Yep. Great coaches call out, man. A fix the Cavs should make is just go 4 out, 1 in, man. Have 1 big end, 4 wings out there playing on the perimeter. That will free up a lot of stuff. You'll have more flow to your offense. You can get up and down and deal with that athleticism, man. But he's gotta be willing to make that move, man. Great
Lord
coaches.
Lord forbid somebody flashes to the paint. How about somebody flash from the high post, from the low post to the high post? How about Evan Mobley do that? Y'all just flash. How about some pick and pop? How about some pick and roll? How about some movement on the perimeter? Okay. Let me stop. All right. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Great coaches call out from Hot Rod. Glad to have Hot Rod back in the fold, man. Now it's time for start 1, bench 1. Cut 1, erase 1. It just so happens to be Hot Rod's turn.
Hot Rod's turn.
That, I'm ready to go, man. What you got for us, Hot Rod?
Wonder what he got up his sleeve just coming back in time. Wonder what he got up his sleeve.
Here we go. Let's talk about and rate the greatest Browns backup quarterbacks.
Backup QBs. All right, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you.
Starting with number 1. All right, number 1, Kelly Holcomb.
Hey, pretty good one. Pretty good one.
Number 2, Jacoby Brissett.
Okay. Jacoby.
Number 3, Don Strock.
Ooh, you going way back in the day, man.
It's back my time. Don Strock.
And number 4, Joe Flacco.
Ooh.
Joe Flacco. Ooh, okay.
You didn't get Paul McDonald on there, man? I was expecting Paul McDonald.
Paul McDonald and Gary Danielson were honorable mentions.
Wow.
Gary Danielson. All right.
Okay, let me see.
All right, give me a second here. Now, you said the best.
The best.
Okay.
So whoever you start, that's the best.
Okay, I'm going to go first. Let me go first. I think I got this. Okay. Wow. Wonder how close we'll be. I'm going to go ahead and start with Joe Flacco because he's the most recent one and one who brought us a lot of excitement. I'm going to start him. I'm going to bench Don Strock. Okay, I'm going to bench Don Strock. I remember him back in the day. I really do because I think we got him from Miami. Yeah, we got him from the Dolphins. I'm going to cut Kelly Holcomb. I remember the year when we, I think this was in 2001 when we lost that playoff game to the Steelers. We blew that. Oh, man, I remember that year, yeah. and I'm going to erase. Unfortunately, he's a solid dude, Jacoby Brissett. So again, start Flacco, bench Don Strock, cut Kelly Holcomb, and erase Jacoby Brissett.
Okay, Cap,
Those
I
are
see you.
mine.
I see you,
Those are
Cap.
mine.
All
Those are
right.
mine.
I am going to start Joe Flacco. So I'm in concert with the captain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start Joe Flacco. I am going to bench Kelly Holcomb. I'm benching Kelly Holcomb. I am going to cut Jacoby Brissett. Cutting Jacoby Brissett. And I am going to erase Don Strock.
Wow.
Erasing Don Strock.
Okay.
That's what I got. Hot Rod?
Right.
Talk to me,
All
Hot Rod.
Well, my start one, bench one, cut one, erase one matches the great Lionel Jones.
Ooh!
I am.
See, once again, y'all guys are around the same age, so y'all are always in unison with one another. You two are always in unison with one another.
I am starting Joe Flacco. I am benching Kelly Holcomb. I am cutting Jacoby Brissett, and I'm going to erase Don Strock.
Wow.
Because with Don Strock, I know Don Strock came into Cleveland and he, backed up Bernie because when Bernie went down.
Yeah.
But I remember Don Strock in the greatest game, one of the greatest NFL games ever, and that was in Miami when Miami played San Diego.
San
Played the
Diego.
Chargers.
That was a heck of a game.
Remember that?
Heck of a game.
When Tony Nathan and that went in a couple overtimes and Kellen Winslow
I remember
Sr.
that game.
Yeah.
I was working at Pick and Pay when that game played that night. I remember I ran home from Pick and Pay and caught the tail end of that. Yep, sure did.
I was just like, what couldn't Kellen Winslow Sr. do?
Man. Yeah, that was something.
But yeah, so that's how I remember Don Strock.
Wow.
I don't really, I know he had his little Cleveland stint, but I didn't really remember. It didn't really move me like that. So, there you go.
That.
Hey, that's a good one, man. Backup quarterbacks. I didn't expect for you to go there. That was a good one, Hot Rod.
So I got a tall task for next week. It'll be my turn next week. I got a tall task.
Oh, yeah. Let me make this announcement as well. We had a Mystery Brown of the Week, not last week, but we had a Mystery Brown of the Week 2 weeks ago, and the Mystery Brown was Ricky Feature, I believe. I gave the clue that Ricky Feature played in the Big Ten. Now, part of trying to figure out what the Mystery Brown is, like, you got to get the correct information, right? So if Cap started thinking Big Ten, that kind of throws him off because Ricky Feature did not play in the Big Ten. That was a miscommunication on my part. So,
and Hot Rod knew it and didn't say nothing. He knew that and didn't say nothing.
So we are going to void that win.
Void that one.
We gotta avoid that win.
So it's still, but Hot Rod is still 10-4. He's still leading me 10-4 instead of 11-4. Yeah, but L Train, I appreciate that because you did throw me off because he played at Mississippi Valley State, the same school that Jerry Rice played at.
That's a big mistake. That's a big mistake.
Yeah, that threw me off. So it's still 10-4 instead of 11-4. So Cap's got a chance. Cap's got a fighting chance.
Sound like a bailout to me.
So we will go Mystery Brown of the Week next week. I will make sure that the information is above board and accurate. Yep. And we will definitely get back. So I just wanted to make that announcement. All right, fellas, let's get to our parting shots of the week. What do you got?
Hey, I'll go first. Watching the wrap up of the draft this weekend, and they were showing all the highlights of, calling the players and saying, hey, man, you ready to come play? I love it, man. I love it. Seeing those, those kids get those phone calls, from the coach or the general manager and how they say they're ready to play. I love it, man. They're in a room surrounded by their friends, their family, in some instances, the pets are in the room and everybody goes crazy. I love it. Okay. I love that part of it. And, even aside from, my team, I'm rooting for, definitely, the guys that are coming to Cleveland. But as a whole, I'm rooting for all those kids, man, because those kids sacrificed, they played hard, they put that work in, and they earned that call from the general manager, or from the coach, or the team president, or whatever. So that's my parting shot, man. It's just so enjoyable, seeing those kids get that call. And
Yep.
like I say, for all our guys, all of them are in our hometown right now, ready to go. So that's my parting shot. I love it, when they get the calls and, all their emotions come out. Love it, man. Love it.
Awesome.
And
That's a good one.
mine, I got two quick ones, and they're based on the NFL draft. Number one, there were two Navy men who were drafted in the NFL, and I salute them. Even though one is he's a Pittsburgh kid, and the Steelers picked him up, but to see those two young men go ahead and live their dream, but also serve our country, I salute them. Now, the way the NFL did this draft in Pittsburgh, I think was overkill. Maybe because I'm not a Pittsburgh Steeler guy, but all this saturation of Pittsburgh Steelers, blah, and nobody want to see that. Did nobody want to see all that? The NFL just kowtowed and stepped around and just made Pittsburgh seem like it was just the greatest city in America. And I'm telling y'all right now, stop it. They didn't do all that when they was in Cleveland. So now you doing all that. Nobody care about all these Super Bowls. Nobody care about that right now. So I'm sorry. Maybe I'm sounding like a grumpy Gus, but come on, NFL. Let's stop making it a spectacle. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it basic, and let's move on. So, yeah, that's my parting shot. I'm
Love
back,
it.
y'all.
He's back. Oh, man. My parting shot is I'm throwing a shout out. As I look back and watch past shows, we've been doing this for a while now, fellas, and I'm giving a shout out to the hard way wives. The level of support that our wives give us to do this stuff. Number one, we're taking up relationship time right now where we could be with our wives doing stuff. And I know my wife surprised me with a whole new studio hookup. Like I came home, I wish you guys could see my new studio where I record, but she knows that I'm really into this. So she bought me a whole new studio hookup for my spot. I know that early on and still now, I have seen the Cap's wife help him with his sound, help him with his microphone, like way back in the day when you used to broadcast from the bookstore. I remember that.
Yeah.
I know Hot Rod's wife has helped him with technical difficulties and internet issues. So, fellas, even though we do this stuff every week, man, we would not be able to do this without our wives' support. And I just want to throw a parting shot out there to them to thank you for all of your support and allowing us to do this, because this is one of the highlights of my week, is being able to get with you guys and come on through the hard way.
Oh, yeah, and, I love it.
And do our sports talk. So this is fantastic, man. That's my parting shot.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we in like Flynn for the next 3 weeks now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she often reminds me because she was the one who came up with the name, for
Three the Hard Way. That's
right.
right.
Yeah, she's the one. Yep. And she does
Yep.
help out. She does. And I see glimpses of your studio, L Train. I watch you during the week, when you do your other show. So I saw, I saw more of an expansion of what we see now. Yeah, it looks good in there, man. Looks great. Yep.
Absolutely fantastic. Before we go, I know that we talk sports on the show. I want to tell everybody out there that if you grew up in the era of Michael Jackson, go see that movie.
Okay.
Go see the movie.
I'm going. Okay.
I think, it's not epic. I'm not going to do any spoilers. It's not epic, but it is a good foundation of the story of Michael Jackson, a black family, some of the stuff that a lot of people didn't know about Michael Jackson, some of the things that their family went through. I just think it's a good watch. So if you have an opportunity to go see the movie, go ahead and see that movie, man. I recommend it.
And L Train, that reminds me, and I have the newspaper article. I went to see the Jackson 5 at the Public Auditorium in 1972 in Cleveland, Ohio. Me and my cousins. I'll never forget. And I have vague memories of being there because I think I was 6 or 7. I don't know. I was real small, but I remember we went to see him on a Friday night because Saturday's show got canceled because the kids stormed the stage and they had to, cancel the show. So we went on the night and got to see the Jackson 5 at the Public Auditorium in downtown Cleveland back in the day. Yes, we
Okay.
did. That's
Okay.
it. Yep.
Hi, Rod. Did you ever see Michael Jackson?
I never had the pleasure of seeing him in person. I didn't get the opportunity to do that, but I was in front of the TV when they had their last reunion
Yep.
tour, and they were on TV, and I did get a chance to watch that. But yeah, I've heard a lot about the movie. Of course, Michael's nephew is portraying him.
He did a great job.
And I heard that. I heard that even from, Michael's brothers was like he did a fabulous job. So yeah, I'll sit down with the wife and we'll go take a look at it.
Yeah.
Greatest entertainer ever. Greatest entertainer ever.
I saw him down at Municipal Stadium. Me and my mom went. My dad drove us. He sat in the parking lot. My mom and me went in and watched the Jacksons. That was the victory tour when they all got back together down at Municipal. So that was a highlight for me, man. So yeah, go see the movie, fellas. Another great show. We'll get together again next week. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Y'all have a great week.
Yes, sir. Everybody
have a great week. 3 the Hard Way Nation.
All right.
All right, brothers.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.